Hi, this is Suzanne in Ohio. I have a project here for you today. This is the project that I started in my last video where I showed just a little bit of it. I let the project evolve as I worked on it, and it became much larger than I anticipated, but what a beauty. I just want to show you how this thing functions and exactly what it is. You'll see here it's very large and puffy. It functions almost like a satchel, but it's open on the sides. I'll explain that more. So I put some cords on it to close up the front corners, the top corners, and when you untie those, the whole thing unfolds. But let me show you first here that the entire front surface is a huge pocket, and so is the back. Massive pocket, as big as the whole thing. So there's two storage units for you. And then when you open this up, excuse me, because it has to fit in the frame here. It opens wide like this, and your needle book can rest right in the center of that if you wanted to. So let's go over the needle book first, and then I'll finish telling you about the satchel or the sling. All right, if you watched my last video, you know how I came up with this design, but in case you didn't, I created this little drawing with the help of an AI program, and I colored it with crayon. It's outlined with micron pen, colored in with crayon, heat set. It'll be permanent forever. I also found this cute little cat on a piece of novelty fabric, and I just couldn't help myself. I stitched him right on there. But you can see the little girl or young woman is sitting in her sewing room, and there's a bird outside her window, her curtains, her area rug, a basket full of fabric, and her little vintage teal-colored sewing machine. And this So Sweet home looks like a little stitch project that hangs in her sewing room. It's just darling. So on the back side of the needle book, I put a pocket, and on this surface is some of my, what do I want to call it, free motion mushrooms. And I thought the colors went well and brightened everything up. This pocket is a zipper pocket, and it's the whole almost the whole back side of the needle book, and then the flap, the way it's sewn on, will stay down. And I just thought, oh, that turned out so great. All right, the needle book opens this way, and on the first surface that you see is a pocket, very sturdy pocket, and the whole pocket, including the decoration, this is all pincushion. This part up here coming out of the top of the teacup, that is extra puffy, but the whole thing is made out of double or triple felt. So you can stick a pin anywhere you want. Let's lay this aside for a second, and then I'll talk about that. Over here on this surface, which is a swinging pocket. This whole thing is, well, swinging pages, let's put it that way. This is a pocket, and the apple, the leaf, and the entire surface of this white pocket is pincushion. So you can literally stick pins anywhere you want. And then on the inside of both pages is wool, which I embroidered these cute little designs on. A little farmhouse scene and meadow, and then this like a trellis with little purple flowers on it. In between those is a piece of visqueen, and I mounted it on some fabric, and I put it in here as a hinge so it can move either direction. But the purpose of this is if you have this wool surface and this one full of pins and you close this up, they will get tangled on each other. So this little piece of visqueen keeps them separate, and that should last nearly forever. And that gives you plenty of room to organize your needles and pins, no matter how many you have. And then on the back is also a drawing that I did, and then I colored this in, the needle and thread. I colored that in with crayon also, and it is a pocket, and I'll take that out for right now. Now these little pin cushions right here are stuck on with Velcro, so that if you have a special use for certain kind of pins or needles, you can remove them and take them wherever you want. For me, I'd probably put all my crewel needles on one and upholstery on the other, or those very small in-betweens or quilt needles. You can just do anything, any kind of organization that you want with it. So the needle book folds up this way. I did make this what I call the safety flap. It folds to the inside, and then this folds over. Now you can get a piece of your favorite color fabric and wrap around it if you want to keep it shut. I do have one that I will put in the kit, or this, I don't know, assembly that will just keep it shut for the sake of, shipping. But you can see all the fabrics are color coordinated, and yet they're kind of a little bit random, but very happy. So here is the sling or the project carrier, whatever you want to call it. It lays down flat, and on both sides there is fabric that unfolds. And this makes a beautiful work surface, or I'll show you again how I would use it. But here is, let's see, I think I'm missing one item. Well, I'm not sure. Anyways, here's a scissor pouch. I did upcycle and repurpose this from something I found at the thrift store because it was just absolutely perfect to begin with. And here is another zippered pouch. And this is long enough for any kind of large shears, scissors that you might have, pinking shears, anything. And I made this out of a fabric collage that I had done, and it just worked perfect. There is a free motion little chickadee on here, and then the word sing, and under here it says sing anyway. That was just a fabric collage that I'd done years ago, and I thought, oh, the colors are appropriate, and the randomness of it adds a lot of charm. With this, I'm also sending these project tags. I had a whole bunch of them that I found at the thrift store, and I want to share them. So for those of you that have never seen this kind of thing before, these are printed on yardage, and you can buy them at the fabric store, and they're perfect for writing all the details about your project, who did it, the year it was done, and you can write right on that fabric with a micron pen. And then you cut it out with a little border and sew it onto your project. So I had an assortment of these, and there's a circle, an oval, a heart, all made out of that flower pattern. And then the blue ones, again, circle, rectangle, and another rectangle with a fancier border. So those will come with a needle book, along with all of these things. So these are little just pads, needle pads. They're 2 to 3 layers thick with felt, and I embroidered on the surfaces of those. And then here's my favorite one. This works so wonderful when you're working on a project and you're just sticking needles and pins and you don't want to lose them. Anytime you can go through all these leaves, I call them leaves, fins, whatever you want to call them, um, that is a wonderful addition. This needle book has so many places to utilize, and you'll want to think it through about how you're going to organize your stuff and get it set up for whatever kind of needlework you do. So, again, let's close this, and this is the safety flap. It folds over. And then in this case, what I would do is put some of these on one side of the satchel, some on the other, and then I would close up the fabric flaps. That keeps everything safe. And then lay the needle book in here and fold it over and tie the corners. And it just works beautifully. I had a small version of something like this that I used for a long time. I don't see many of it out there. I don't even know when I've seen this specific design in the last 10 years. But the handles are double thick, bordered on coordinating fabric, and then pinched in the middle with stitches so that it fits in your hand beautifully. So there's the needle book for a serious sewer. It's a lifetime heirloom. It should last with normal use forever, and it can be something special for someone special, yourself or someone in your life that you want to encourage on their sewing journey. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, put them down below. If you was inspired by this, leave me a like and a comment. I would appreciate it. As everybody tells you, it does help the channel. So for now, I just want to say thank you for your time to watch. I hope you're creating and stay warm this winter. All right, goodbye from Northeast Ohio. Thank you for your time. Bye.